At the beginning of the film, we witness an event in Finland. A young girl named Alia is frantically running through the forest with several people chasing her. We later learn that they are all her family members. The girl is caught and, with no way to escape, jumps into a lake. This makes it easier for the pursuers to catch Alia and bring her back to shore. The scene then shifts to a bank where a man named Rex, a former US soldier, is waiting in line to conduct a transaction. Rex's purpose in being there is to meet Maddie, the woman he secretly loves. While Rex is talking to her, the bank is suddenly attacked by a group of robbers. They immediately shoot and kill a security guard upon entering, creating an extremely tense atmosphere. They demand everyone hand over their wallets. At this moment, Rex notices a woman nearby carrying a gun. However, she doesn't dare act because it's too dangerous. In such a situation, the gang members' constant threats only intensified the tension. But Rex still tried to control his emotions to avoid acting impulsively. Unexpectedly, the bag containing the gun suddenly flew out and landed right in Rex's lap. Immediately afterward, the scene shifted to a courtroom. It's unclear what happened, but Rex was accused of killing all the robbers in the recent bank robbery, despite the fact that he saved many people and was considered a hero. He was ultimately sentenced to 8 years in prison. 8 years later, Red was released. He stared at a magazine with his face printed on it, still honoring him as a hero for his actions years ago. After his release, Rex wasn't ostracized by society. On the contrary, he received constant attention from the public and the media. This made Rex extremely uncomfortable, and it was at this moment that his conscience, or another self within him, emerged clearly in the real world. That alter ego is more intense and emotional than Rex himself. When Rex feels he can't take it anymore, he suddenly stands up and violently throws a table at the crowd. But in reality, it's just his imagination, a way for him to release his emotions due to psychological stress. Although many consider Rex a hero, there are still quite a few who believe him a dangerous psychopath. Rex meets his best friend and complains that his life is no longer normal. Everyone is watching him, making him tired. Finally, he decides to leave the city and move to Finland. The reason Rex chose Finland sounds quite logical. While in prison, he once used a straw to blow a piece of paper onto a map hanging on the wall, and it landed right on Finland. Then the scene cuts to a forest where a man is running in panic, being chased by a group of people. The pursuers look exactly like the people who appeared in the opening scene. This indicates that strange events are unfolding in Finland, Rex's next destination. Meanwhile, Rex is at the airport. As usual, someone is filming him with their phone. Furthermore, Rex notices a couple secretly watching him. As things get noisy and all eyes turn to him, Rex becomes increasingly annoyed and eventually goes to the restroom to avoid attention. Unexpectedly, the husband of the strange couple is already inside, staring at Rex while he's using the restroom. When Rex returns to his seat, the wife looks at him with a creepy, unsettling smile. When Rex arrives at his destination, he waits for a taxi at the Finnish airport. From a distance, a taxi driver is silently observing Rex with a picture of him on his phone. Once certain of his target, the driver cuts across the line of cars and drives straight towards Rex. The man walked in without a shred of suspicion. While en route, the driver suddenly released a tranquilizer dart and put on a mask. This caused Rex to quickly lose consciousness and pass out. The scene then shifts to a house where everyone is preparing for dinner. They all look completely normal, with nothing suspicious about them. But down in the basement, Rex was being held captive. He gradually regained consciousness, finding his hands bound and hanging high above his head. Even more horrifying, one of Rex's legs had been severed. He is about to scream, but his alter ego stopped him, as doing so would only draw the kidnappers down to deal with him. This alter ego, which we'll call alter ego, helped Rex release his emotions by screaming on his behalf. This alter ego was not only more intelligent but also far more rational than Rex, playing a crucial role in Rex's survival or death. Thanks to this, he remembered having a root canal treatment but unexpectedly waking up while the dentist was performing it. This shows that Rex usually wakes up earlier than those who are usually given anesthesia. After careful observation, alter ego concluded that the kidnappers had abducted Rex at the airport. And this wasn't the first time. Rex might be in conflict with an organ trafficking gang. But currently, aside from losing a leg, his other body parts are temporarily intact. While Rex is weeping over his miserable situation, alter ego can't bear it any longer and begins thinking of ways to escape. The most positive thing is that Rex realizes he's become lighter, making it easier to climb up. However, the ropes are still too tight. He can't use his mouth to untie them. Furthermore, after noticing many bicycles around, alter ego deduces that Rex's captors are a family. While all the other family members have gone upstairs to sleep, The youngest child, Oli, is still awake and curious about his family's victim. Oli goes down to the basement, and Rex pretends to faint, then opens his eyes slightly to observe. Rex realizes that the person who just entered is just a child. He quickly devises a plan, using the child as a hostage to escape. Rex began luring Oli closer, then suddenly kicked him in the face with his amputated leg. Shortly after, Oli's sister, Alia, discovered he was missing from his bed and searched the house. This sister was Alia, who had run away from her family at the beginning of the film. This confirms that Alia's family were the ones who kidnapped Rex. She then went downstairs, covering her eyes and repeatedly calling Oli's name. Alia eventually opened her eyes and saw her brother being held down by Rex. He was using Oli to blackmail her into untying him. However, having held Oli for so long, Rex was exhausted and lost his advantage, as well as the knife on the floor. Alia then carried her brother upstairs to wipe the blood from his nose. The family members heard the commotion and rushed over. However, Alia claimed her brother had fallen to the floor in his sleep, breaking his nose, and that Rex wasn't responsible. She also urged her father to take Oli to the hospital instead of caring for him at home. Everyone hurried away, and her mother placed all the blame on Alia. At this moment, she appeared completely different from the rest of the family. This opened up a great opportunity for Rex to use her as an escape route. This opportunity became even clearer when Alia suddenly smiled and imagined herself marrying Rex. This showed that she was attracted to him from the first sight. Since the whole family was at the hospital, Alia immediately went down to the basement to meet Rex and bandage his leg wound. Then she confessed her feelings to Rex. There, she began to recount the story of how her family had become kidnappers, using people as food for her eldest brother. From birth, her eldest brother had suffered from a disease that made him crave cannibalism. Proof of this was that he had bitten his own father when he was a baby. Since that incident, the family began kidnapping strangers to satisfy his sick hunger, although Alia herself never agreed to it. When her brother disliked the taste of a victim, the family would find a replacement. Day after day, death repeated itself in Alia's life. She tried to escape from her family many times, taking Oli with her, but each time they tracked her down and locked her in a wooden cage. After 6 months, Alia's mother gave her a choice: either be released and bring food to her older brother every day, or remain in the wooden cage for the rest of her life. The goal was to assimilate Alia into the family. The girl expressed her desire to be freed from this family. Hearing this, Rex eagerly applied. He believed that if she helped him escape the ropes, he would kill all those sick people. Alia was still not entirely convinced, but she placed the knife on the floor close enough for Rex to pick it up himself. Meanwhile, at the hospital, the family members were told by the doctor that Oli's injuries were definitely not from falling off the bed. So, Oli's uncle and twin brothers immediately drove back home. They rushed straight down to the basement just as Rex was about to cut the ropes. So he had to hide the knife and pretend to be unconscious. The 3 men initially thought Rex hadn't woken up, but then noticed his wounds had been carefully bandaged. Confirming Alia's involvement, they went upstairs, found her missing, and returned to the basement. Just then, Alia, thinking she was safe, stepped out and was seized. Her uncle also injected Rex with a tranquilizer. The scene immediately rewinds to 8 years prior, to Rex's confrontation with the bank robbers. For the first time, the audience witnesses Rex's brutality. He eliminates each robber decisively. At that point, alter ego completely controls his actions, and this ruthlessness transforms Rex into a hero in everyone's eyes. When Rex tries to save Maddie, who is being held captive by the last robber, he strikes fear into the robber's heart with his skill. After Maddie is released, Rex, spurred on by alter ego, shoots the robber dead, but the gun accidentally fires into a cabinet where a bank employee is hiding. This person was killed, and this is why Rex was sentenced to 8 years in prison. The court believed he didn't need to pull the trigger at that moment, as everything was under control. Maddie also thought Rex only wanted to win, so when she visited him in prison, she said she didn't want to see him again. The scene shifts back to reality. Rex wakes up earlier than expected. Discovering that the psychopath is cutting off his remaining leg, he immediately kicks the assailant, causing him to flee for anesthetic. At the same time, Rex tries to use Alia's knife to cut the ropes binding him. When the assailant returns, Rex swiftly stabs him in the ear. Without hesitation, he begins searching for tools and weapons to escape. Rex finds some useful items among the belongings of previous victims. Rex uses all his strength to climb the stairs. Relying on the golf club he temporarily attached to his amputated leg. After spending about 23 minutes escaping the basement, alter ego tells Rex that he can't leave alone. He has to take Alia with him. But Rex had no intention of doing so from the start. After Maddie's incident, he didn't want to trust any girl anymore. Aaliyah's parents return from the hospital and are horrified to find traces right outside their door. They suspect Rex has escaped. They rush inside and are even more shocked to find a family member dead. The children are gathered together and mercilessly scolded for letting Rex escape. Terrified, the twins reveal that Aaliyah bandaged Rex's wounds, trying to shift all the blame onto their sister. Fearing Rex's return with the police, they plan to leave the house. But it's too late. Rex is hiding under a table. At that moment, he begins his counterattack, killing them one by one with a nail gun. 2 men were quickly killed. As he prepared to attack the mother, he found there were no nails left in the gun. Rex then used the leg attached to the golf club to kick her in the head. The remaining son quickly grabbed Rex's backpack, which contained heavy objects, to attack but accidentally knocked his mother unconscious. He panicked and turned to check on her, only to be stabbed by Rex. The mother regained consciousness and was chained to death by Aaliyah with a whip. However, she managed to call for her eldest son to come. His name was Patty, and he lumbered down the stairs, growling menacingly like a monster. Finally, Rex and Patty engaged in a fierce battle. Clearly, given his size and condition, Rex was no match for Patty. He was constantly being tossed around by Patty. During the struggle, Rex grabbed the refrigerator door and unexpectedly discovered a portion of his beloved right leg inside. He wept with relief that at least his leg hadn't been completely devoured. Without hesitation, Rex lifted the leg and shoved it straight into the cannibal's mouth. After everything was over, Rex decided to take Aaliyah back to America. They would pick up Uli and start a new life together there. Rex's alter ego, sensing that everything was alright, automatically disappeared. One evening, Rex and Aaliyah appeared at a gathering of friends. Everyone was curious about how they met. Rex began to recount his story. And among the group of friends, there was a girl who seemed very interested in him. This made Aaliyah jealous. She lost control and attacked her friend. But then we learn that it was just another alter ego of Aaliyah. This detail shows that Rex and Aaliyah are truly a match made in heaven, as they both possess similar dark alter egos. Meanwhile, Aaliyah's youngest brother, who survived all the events, with eyes filled with rage, he's secretly planning revenge for his family's death. And in the photo Oli is holding, he doesn't have twins, but triplets. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.